Today, we're tackling one of the hardest but most life-changing ideas: how to get them to choose you. Not by begging or constantly seeking their approval, but by having an unshakable confidence that makes you impossible to ignore. Let's be real for a sec. Are you always trying to be more attractive, more accessible, or whatever it is they want, hoping they'll finally see your worth? Are you bending over backwards and giving so much of yourself that you're starting to lose who you really are? Here's the deal. That approach is all messed up. Picture this. You're in the middle of a desert, craving connection, waiting for someone to give you a drink. But every time you move closer, they move further away. Does that ring a bell? When you're so focused on getting them to choose you, that neediness and desperation just push them away even more. Like Epicurus said, freedom is the only way. A worthy goal in life is to focus on what you can control and let go of everything else. To truly embrace this freedom, you need to stop seeking approval from others and relying on their validation. You can only control what's within yourself. Let's illustrate this with a story. Picture two fires in a dark forest. One fire is small and barely staying alive, needing constant care to keep it from going out. The other fire, though, is blazing, full of heat and energy, lighting up everything around it. Imagine a forest around you. There are two fires. Which one catches your eye? There's that smaller fire, which is like how most people handle relationships, always depending on others to keep the flame alive. Then there's the bigger fire, representing someone who's fully engaged in their own life, finding strength and purpose from within. This kind of self-reliance makes them really stand out, someone you just can't overlook. To get to this point, you've got to grasp a few things about how people think and behave, appreciate what's rare, and go after what you see as valuable. If you're always available, giving everything, and trying too hard to please, you're not really showing your worth, you're just tossing it aside like yesterday's news. The more you chase, the less they value you. It's not the guy who has little, but the one who constantly wants more that's truly poor, as Sen said. In relationships, it's the one who seeks approval that ends up looking weak to the other person. It's time to stop craving and start focusing on building something meaningful instead. Think of yourself like a rare book. It's beautifully made, with a special cover and pages filled with history. You're not just thrown on a bargain shelf with a "buy one, get one free" sign. You're something special, valued for what's inside, and only those who are really curious and dedicated will take the time to dive into your story. You're not just a quick read or a fleeting interest. You're a mystery waiting to be uncovered, a story that's totally worth the effort. Let's be clear. I'm not saying you should play games or manipulate anyone. This isn't about pretending to be hard to get. It's about developing true independence and a kind of inner detachment that Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus believed was the real way to strength. When you focus on building a strong inner life and stick to values that matter to you, you become truly engaging. People can tell you're not easily influenced, that you're complete on your own, and that makes them want to be around you. When you really get it, you start to carve out your space in life. Embracing this mindset means you're not just another face in the crowd anymore. You become a force to be reckoned with. Your presence shifts from desperate to quietly confident. People are naturally attracted to those who don't crave approval because it shows a depth that can't be faked. Picture a mountain, solid and unyielding, a true symbol of strength. A mountain doesn't change or shrink just because someone thinks it's too tough to climb. It stands strong, showcasing its beauty to those willing to appreciate it. Some people can appreciate it from afar, while others are bold enough to really go for it. That's what true self-confidence is all about. It's not about putting others down. It's about owning your power and not getting shaken by those who don't see your worth. The beauty of this dark, stoic mindset is in its simplicity. The less you depend on someone to pick you, the more they'll want to be a part of your life. When you stop needing validation, you free yourself from their expectations. It's not just about judgment. It's about taking away the control they have over you. You've got power over your mind, not over what happens outside. Once you get that, you'll find your strength. Marcus Aurelius said that. Accepting this truth is your first step to becoming the kind of person who's so whole and self-sufficient that people are naturally drawn to you. In this video, we're going to explore some key ideas from dark Stoic psychology that can change how others perceive you. These ideas aren't about playing tricks or games. They're all about making real changes in how you see yourself and how you navigate life. If you're ready to let go of feeling needy and stop being just an option and instead become the one people really want to choose, then hang out with me today. You'll learn how to tap into your power so completely that you become someone they can't overlook. Someone they want to pick, not just because it's easy, but because they genuinely admire you. All right, powerful minds, now's your chance to embrace your strength. Own it. Affirmations aren't just words, they're a statement about who you're becoming. Today, we're making a powerful shift that will naturally attract others to us. Not because we need their approval, but because we know our value. Take a deep breath, because this affirmation is for you. It's for the unstoppable, confident version of yourself who doesn't chase after things, but attracts them effortlessly. Repeat after me. I am worthy of being chosen, not by chasing or bending over backward, but by standing strong in my own worth. I don't need anyone to complete me because I'm already whole. I'm unique and valuable, and those who recognize my worth will find their way to me. Today, I'm choosing myself. Let that sink in. If you're ready to embrace this truth, drop this affirmation in the comments. I am worthy of being chosen because I choose myself. Write it down, own it, make it yours. If this speaks to you and you're ready to live a life filled with power and confidence, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Every bit of support you give us helps us keep creating content focused on your growth and transformation. Remember, this is just the start of your journey. Together, we're building a strong community that lifts each other up to live fully, boldly, and with purpose. First off, keep it chill. Embrace emotional detachment. Picture this. You're standing on the shore of a huge ocean, watching the waves come and go, steady and calm. The ocean doesn't chase after anyone. It just exists, and people are drawn to admire it. The vastness and depth of it all can be overwhelming, but you realize you can't control everything. This is what it means to embrace emotional detachment, being so solid and self-sufficient that people are drawn to the mystery and strength you exude. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you prioritize your own well-being and don't let other people's actions shake your inner peace. As Epicurus wisely said, freedom is the only goal worth pursuing in life, and you achieve that by letting go of what you can't control. When you get the hang of emotional detachment, when you detach yourself, you're no longer affected by other people's moods or choices. You become solid, not swayed by what others think or do, and that strength attracts people to you like a magnet. Think about it this way. There's something really appealing about someone who doesn't crave constant attention or validation. Imagine a diamond. It doesn't lose its sparkle just because no one's watching. In fact, its beauty comes from its steady brilliance, no matter who's around to admire it. It's the same for you when you're like that. You're emotionally independent, and that makes you stand out. People are drawn to your strength and calmness. They find it interesting that you don't rely on their approval to feel good about yourself. You're not the type to hang around hoping for attention or validation. Instead, you're a unique person who's happy being you. The reality is, the harder you try to win someone over, the more you push them away. People appreciate what they have to earn, not what comes easily or is guaranteed. When you emotionally pull back, you're letting them figure things out on their own and see your worth without any pressure. That's the beauty of emotional detachment. It helps people see you as a whole person, not someone who needs them to feel good about themselves. You might be thinking, if I take a step back, will they just forget me? That's where some wise words come in. Marcus Aurelius said to focus on what you can control, your mind, not the stuff happening around you. Get that, and you'll find your strength. Emotional detachment it's not about ignoring people or acting cold. It's about managing how you react. It's about not allowing someone else's choices to dictate how you feel about yourself or your happiness. When you handle things this way, you're not giving them the chance to overlook you. You're showing them that your life is whole, whether they're in it or not. Ironically, that's what makes them want to be a part of it. Think of it like a powerful river, steady and strong. If you try to chase it, control it, or force it to change direction, you're just going to push it away. If you just let things flow, you'll see how it pulls you in, strong and steady. That's what emotional detachment is all about. When you stop letting what others do affect how you feel, you start to have this magnetic vibe. You're not the one chasing after someone anymore. You're like a river, calm, confident, and so powerful that people just gravitate toward you. Just think about the freedom that comes with thinking like this. No more nervously checking your phone. Stop stressing about figuring out their actions or if you're doing enough to keep them interested. Instead, stand strong in your own worth, like a mountain that doesn't sway with someone else's temporary attention. That's what it means to embrace emotional detachment. It's about being a steady presence in your own life and not letting anyone else dictate how you feel about yourself. Emotional detachment doesn't just make you more attractive, it also gives you back your power when you're not always reacting. You're in charge of your own happiness and peace. You become someone who's secure, resilient, and naturally captivating. You're not out there looking for approval because you already know your worth. So, if you're ready to be the kind of person who commands attention without chasing it, let go of the need for constant validation and embrace emotional detachment. This isn't about shutting off your feelings. It's about being in control of them. When you do this, you'll notice that people start to see you differently and are drawn to you. Your quiet strength and steady confidence remind me that I'm in charge of my emotions. Drop this phrase in the comments to show you're committed to emotional detachment. Say it to yourself whenever you feel tempted to look for validation from others. If this hits home for you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to share about using Stoic principles to become the person you want to be. It's tough to catch fish because they're not always around. Let's get real for a moment. If you're always available, people will take you for granted. Think about it. Finding a rare treasure, like a sparkling gem hidden deep in the ground or a unique pearl in the ocean, isn't something that happens every day. These things are special, and people go after them because they're hard to find. When you become like that hard-to-catch fish, you create that same mystery and appeal. You turn into someone others have to put in the effort to truly get to know. Instead of being someone who's always just a call or text away, think about this. If you're constantly available, replying to every message in seconds, and dropping everything to help out, You're sending a message that you're not that tough to win over. Here's the thing. People appreciate what they have to work for. When you hold back a little, when you're not so quick to respond or change your plans for them, you're creating a bit of intrigue. You're showing them that your time is precious. Don't just give yourself away for free. Marcus Aurelius said that your soul gets colored by your thoughts. If you're always thinking about someone else or waiting for them, you're letting them control your life. But when you bring your focus back to yourself, you show that you're vibrant and unique in your own way, and that's where real attraction comes from. Think of it like this. Cats are known for being a bit elusive. They only show affection when they feel like it. It seems like they don't rush over every time someone calls, and they're not just trying to please everyone. They're independent and self-sufficient, and that's what attracts people to them. Unlike dogs, who are always eager to show loyalty, cats make you put in a little effort, and that's what keeps people coming back for more. Be the cat in your relationships. Don't be the one who bends or jumps at every little thing. When you're less available, you become more interesting. It's just human nature to want what feels a bit out of reach. You're always the first to reply and super accommodating, but you might be making things too easy. When you pull back and leave a little mystery, it gets them thinking about you and why you're not always around, and that's really powerful. That's when they start to value the time you do spend together. Think of a fancy restaurant in a busy city. It's not open all the time and doesn't cater to everyone's every whim. Instead, it has specific hours and a limited reservation list. It's got such a high standard that it doesn't need to beg for attention because it knows its worth. People line up just for the chance to experience it, and they really appreciate every moment once they finally get in. Now, think about this for a sec. Are you acting like that fancy restaurant, or are you treating yourself like a fast food joint? Always open, always ready, and hardly ever respected. When you set boundaries and show you're not always available, you give others the chance to see just how valuable your time really is. This isn't about ignoring them, or playing games is really about valuing your own time. It shows you have a life full of other interests and responsibilities that don't just center around them. This balance makes them see you as strong and grounded, someone they can respect and want to be with. So, the next time you feel like you need to drop everything to reply right away, remember that you're not just a side character in someone else's story. You're the main character in your own life, so start acting like it. Let them come to you. Take a moment to think about it. When you choose when to be available, you're showing people that your time is special, not something they can just take for granted. It's all about making them step up to meet your expectations, not the other way around. As Epictetus said, first know who you are and then present yourself accordingly. Understand your value and that your time is important. By being a bit less available, you're showing respect for yourself and your worth, and they'll notice that. You've got to acknowledge and appreciate this. Here's your affirmation: I'm worth the wait. Write it in the comments, say it aloud, and let it guide you. If you're ready to embrace this power, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more on dark Stoic psychology. Join the journey of mastering your self-worth. Remember, when you're the elusive catch, you don't chase, you're the one being chased. Also, hold your ground, set high standards, and stick to them. Here's the real deal. Nobody. People treat you based on the standards you set for yourself. If you keep lowering your expectations just to fit in, what message are you sending? You're basically saying you'll accept any little bit of attention or respect they're willing to give you, but you deserve way more than that. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. That's what Marcus Aurelius said, reminding us that our standards shape how we live and how others treat us. Just think about that. You walk into a fancy restaurant expecting top-notch food and a great experience. But what if they start serving mediocre dishes just to cut corners? Suddenly, it feels like just another forgettable spot that doesn't deserve your time or money. Now, think of yourself as that fancy restaurant. When you lower your standards to please others, you become just another option for them, easy to replace and definitely not a priority. Keeping high standards is what really matters. Knowing your worth and sticking to it is all about respecting yourself. Just to be clear, standing your ground doesn't mean you're being difficult or high maintenance. It means you know what you deserve and won't accept anything less. People might push your limits, especially if they're used to you backing down, but when you hold your ground, they'll realize you're not someone they can easily control or influence. They'll understand that if they want to be in your life, they need to step up. To meet those standards, think of it like building a fortress. Your standards are the strong, unshakable walls that protect the core of who you are. If you let someone break through those walls or tear them down, what do you have left to protect? By sticking to your standards, you're saying, "This is who I am, and I won't compromise my integrity or self-respect just to keep someone in my life." It might sound tough, but it's the only way to attract people who really respect you. As Seneca once said, "He who is brave." Being free means having the courage to stick to your standards, no matter who tries to get you to back down. Now, let's talk about fear. I get it. Having high standards can feel scary. You might think people will walk away or that you'll end up alone. But here's the truth. Those who drop out when you stand your ground aren't your real friends. They're the ones who wanted you to take the easy route, who wanted you to lower your standards so they wouldn't have to do better. Once you let go of those people, you'll find something much better. Valuable space for people who recognize your worth, who are ready to connect with you on your level, and who get that being with you is something special. Think of it like a rare collectible, like a vintage watch or a priceless piece of art. These things don't drop their value to be easier to get. They're priced high because they're unique and take effort to acquire. The people who truly value them will put in the work and respect the price. Take care of yourself. You're like a rare collectible. When you know your worth and set high standards, you attract people who truly appreciate you. Holding your standards means standing in your power and respecting yourself enough to expect that same respect from others. You're basically saying that if people want to be with you, they need to step up and invest in you. That's how you distinguish yourself and become a priority in their eyes. Stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. Instead, set your own standards and expect others to rise to meet them. If you're ready to draw the line and aim high, take a deep breath, stand tall, and say out loud, "I deserve the best." Write that in the comments and own it. Let the universe know that from now on, you're not settling. You're here to build meaningful connections with people who appreciate what you have to offer. If this speaks to you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing. Check out the channel for some deep insights on self-mastery and the darker side of Stoic psychology. Remember, the right people will always meet you at your standards. Don't let anyone make you lower them. Stand your ground, value yourself, and you'll see how the world reacts. Number 4. March to your own beat. Make your goals and passions a priority. Picture yourself as a lighthouse standing strong on a rugged shore while a storm rages around you. The waves crash, but you stay steady, shining your light into the dark sea, unaffected by the chaos. Don't depend on anyone else to figure out your purpose. Your journey is yours alone, and your mission is solid. That's the kind of determination we're talking about, one that doesn't waver to fit into someone else's plans. In relationships, this is what makes you truly shine. When you put your goals and passions first, you become like a lighthouse, a strong magnetic presence that people can't help but notice and admire. The real deal is, nothing's more attractive than someone who's genuinely dedicated to their own path. A person who lives with purpose, goals, and passions is really attractive because they aren't searching for someone to complete them. It's not that our time is short, it's just that we waste a lot of it. Seneca said that every moment you spend seeking someone else's approval is a moment taken away from the life you could be creating for yourself. When you do your own thing, you show others that you're already complete and on a journey that makes you happy. That kind of confidence is really powerful and draws people in. It pulls people in and shows them that you're someone worth choosing. Think of it like this. Picture yourself in a busy marketplace with vendors shouting and people rushing around trying to get noticed. Then there's this one stall that's all chill, showcasing rare and unique stuff without trying to grab anyone's attention. People are naturally drawn to it, curious about the vendor's calm confidence, someone who doesn't feel the need to compete for attention. That's you when you're focused on your own goals and passions, someone who doesn't need to. Make some noise to get noticed, because your worth shines through when people see you're not begging for approval. When they see you're happy and invested in your own life, they'll be drawn to you, just like shoppers are attracted to a vibrant stall in the market. Don't focus on what you don't have. Think about what you already do. Marcus Aurelius said that. It doesn't mean you're ignoring others or pushing them away. It just means you're living a life where your goals and passions are front and center. You're not holding back. Your journey isn't just about waiting for someone to pick you. You're focused on becoming the person you want to be, whether they're around or not. That's what draws people into your story. They see you moving forward, with or without them, and that energy is inspiring. Putting your goals and passions first isn't just about looking good. It's about creating a life that genuinely makes you happy. Think of it like a strong, purposeful river, and if someone wants to hop on board, great. On that journey, they're free to join, but you're not going to slow down just because they can't keep up. You won't change your pace or direction to fit someone else's preferences. Instead, you invite them to keep up with your energy and motivation. When you focus on your goals, you're letting the world and them know that your life has value and purpose beyond their approval. This really shifts the dynamic. Instead of waiting to be picked, you're taking the lead. If they want to keep up, they need to step up to your level. People are naturally attracted to those who are passionate about their lives and don't depend on others to feel whole. Being self-sufficient shows that you're not just here to play a supporting role in someone else's life. You're here to create a story that's worth living and a journey that's worth joining. So, the bottom line is this: stop dimming your light or slowing down to meet someone else's expectations. Focus on building a life that makes you happy and chase after your dreams. Chase what you love and let the right people join you. The truth is, when you're excited about your own life, others will be attracted to that vibe. They'll notice you're not just waiting to be picked. You're picking yourself every day by focusing on your own happiness and fulfillment. When you're fully connected to your goals, you're not just an option, you're the option. If you're ready to embrace this mindset, let's commit to it. Repeat after me. I do my own thing. Say it with confidence and feel the strength of it. Drop a comment with those words to show you're committed to putting yourself first. Let the universe and everyone else know you're not waiting to be picked. you've already picked yourself. If this speaks to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's keep going on this journey of self-mastery together. Remember, you're not here to fit into someone else's plan. You're here to create your own. And number 5, speak up or stay quiet. Communicate. Let's be honest about your needs. If you're not sure what you want, how can you expect anyone else to know? Think about it. Would you just sit in a restaurant hoping the waiter brings you exactly what you're craving without saying anything? Of course not. But when it comes to relationships, a lot of us think others will just get it. The truth is, being clear about what you need isn't just important, it's crucial. In the realm of tough, serious psychology, being open about your needs isn't a flaw. It's a strength that makes you stand out. Respect yourself enough to be heard. Like Marcus Aurelius said, stop wasting time debating what a good person is, just be one. And when it comes to expressing your needs, quit waiting for others to read your mind about what you want, what frustrates you, or where your boundaries are. If you want respect, start by respecting yourself enough to speak up. Staying silent might seem easier, but it just builds resentment, and that can kill attraction. Being clear, though, earns you respect. Picture 2 hikers on a mountain. One knows exactly where they're headed. One traveler has a map and knows where they're going, while the other one is just wandering around, hoping to find the top. The first traveler reaches their goal with confidence, while the other might end up lost. In relationships, if you don't communicate what you need, you're like that second traveler, lost and just hoping things will turn out okay. But when you're clear about what you want, you move with purpose, and that kind of confidence attracts people to you. Speaking up isn't about being bossy or making threats, though. Communication is all about balance. It's about sharing what matters to you while also being open to hearing and understanding what the other person needs. People are attracted to those who know their value, but can also connect with empathy. Be honest in your communication, not to control or manipulate, but to build a relationship based on mutual respect. As Epictetus wisely said, first figure out who you want to be, then do what you need to do. Being clear and direct doesn't mean you have to be harsh. Being direct doesn't mean being rude. It means you respect yourself enough to be honest. When you set the bar for open communication, you're encouraging others to meet you there too. This way, you're not just fading into the background. They'll see you as someone strong and valuable, someone worth choosing and respecting. If you're ready to embrace this level of authenticity, say it with me: I am worth being heard. Drop it in the comments and make it known. It's time to end the silent guessing game. Show them who you are and what you stand for. Being confident will really make you stand out. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Start communicating with confidence, and you'll see respect and attraction come your way. Number 6, walk the walk. Carry yourself with self-respect. Let's be honest, how you present yourself says a lot, often more than words ever could. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and the energy changes because someone is radiating confidence? Self-respect isn't about saying the right things or dressing a certain way. It's about having a solid sense of your own worth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, put it well: the soul gets colored by its thoughts. When you carry yourself with dignity, how you see yourself shines through and affects how others see you. If you respect yourself, people will pick up on that and respect you in return. Think of it like being a rare, top-notch wine. You're not just sitting on the discount shelf. You either get put on a shelf or tossed aside without a second thought. But when something is truly valued, it's savored and appreciated for its richness and quality. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you're showing everyone that you're worth enjoying, not just another bottle on the shelf. You're something special. And when others see you treating yourself like a rare vintage, they can't help but notice. Self-respect isn't just about what you put up with from others. It's about how you show up in the world every single day. If you let people treat you poorly, you're basically telling them you don't value yourself. But when you set boundaries, take care of yourself, and don't settle for less than you deserve, people start to notice. You become someone worth choosing, not because you're begging for it, but because you just naturally exude that vibe. Think of a strong tree standing tall in the forest. It doesn't bend or sway just to make others happy. It's deeply rooted, standing strong, and weathering everything that comes its way. This tree gets a lot of respect from everything around it because it stays strong and tough no matter what. Carrying yourself with self-respect is kind of like being that tree. You're rooted, you know your value, and you don't just bend or break because someone else doesn't recognize it. Keep in mind that self-respect isn't the same as arrogance. It's more about the quiet confidence you bring to every interaction, knowing you're worthy, valuable, and complete just as you are. People can pick up on when you don't need their approval, and they're naturally attracted to that. Energy is rare, right? The more you value yourself, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from others. Instead, people will naturally want your attention. So, starting today, promise yourself to stand tall, stick to your values, and show everyone what a person deserving of respect looks like. No one else can give you self-respect. It's something you build within yourself. Every step you take with self-respect brings you closer to being someone others want to be around, not because you're begging for it. People pay attention when they see a strong, grounded person. I carry myself with self-respect, and I want you to do the same. Drop a comment if you're committed to treating yourself with the dignity you deserve. If this hit home for you, give it a like and subscribe for more content that helps you stay strong, earn respect, and live by the powerful principles of Stoicism. Number 7, keep it going and show you're dedicated to growing. Imagine someone looking at you and seeing not just who you are, but who you can be. You're changing, and that's the magic of growth. It's magnetic and captivating, making others want to be around you. Just think about it. Would you rather hang out with someone who's stuck in one place, never trying to improve, or with someone who's always growing, pushing their limits and achieving new things? People are attracted to growth because it shows depth and endless potential. As Seneca said, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. The journey to mastering yourself is all about moving forward, and each step you take opens up a new chapter. When you're dedicated to personal growth, you show everyone that you're not just happy staying stagnant. You're not a boring, predictable scene. You're more like a vibrant, ever-changing horizon. People will notice you as someone who's going places and who wouldn't want to be around that kind of energy. Think of it like a tree that gets a bit taller every year, with roots digging deeper and branches reaching higher into the sky. A tree that just stands there might survive, but it doesn't really inspire anyone. It's the growth, the resilience, and the dedication to getting better that makes a tree stand out. It's the same with people. When they see you're committed to improving yourself every day, they can't help but notice your potential. Those signs of growth show that you're someone worth investing in because you're always becoming more of who you're meant to be. Committing to growth isn't about making huge gestures. It's about taking small, consistent steps that add up over time. You're working on your health, broadening your mind, and toughening up emotionally. Every little thing you do to better yourself adds to your worth. It's not about being flawless. It's about being the kind of person who keeps pushing to be their best. When people see that you're putting in the effort for yourself, they're more likely to want to support you too. Plus, focusing on growth makes you stand out from those who are okay with just coasting along. Most folks are fine staying in their comfort zone, but you're not like that. By showing you're dedicated to growing, you really shine. Someone who won't let their past hold them back. People are really inspired by that kind of courage and dedication. They'll start to see you as someone they'd be lucky to have around. Just remember, growth is a never-ending journey, and that endless potential is what makes you unforgettable. So here's your challenge. Show up for yourself every day, push your limits, step out of your comfort zone, and keep moving forward one step at a time. You don't have to be a perfect masterpiece, because real attractiveness comes from being genuine. It's all about the journey, not just the end goal. As we finish up, remind yourself and the universe that you're all in on your growth. Write it down in the comments and let that commitment be your guiding light. If this message hit home for you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we find more ways to empower ourselves and be our best selves. Number 8. Drop the desperate vibe. Let them come after you. Think of a magnet. Its quiet strength pulls things in without any noise or fuss. Any need? That's the vibe we're going for here. Quiet confidence, magnetic charm, and no desperate energy. The more you chase someone, the more they pull away. But the second you stop chasing, you regain your power. People are drawn to those who don't constantly seek their approval or attention. Like Epicurus wisely said, don't wish for things to happen the way you want. Instead, wish for things to be as they are, and you'll find a smooth flow in life. Let's be real. Desperation isn't a good look. It's like trying to hold on to sand. The harder you squeeze, the quicker it slips away. When you're always available, constantly texting, or doing everything to get their attention, it shows you don't really believe in yourself. Nobody is attracted to someone who needs their validation to feel good. People are more drawn to those who have that calm confidence, who seem totally fine being on their own. Here's a metaphor. Think of, there's this hidden trail in the woods that doesn't call out for attention. It just sits there, quietly waiting for those who are curious and adventurous to come check it out. It doesn't have to beg for followers. It just exists, inviting and mysterious. You need to tap into that same vibe. Stop trying so hard to get noticed and start being that captivating person who attracts others just by being whole, confident, and independent. The beauty of this mindset is that you're no longer relying on someone else to define your worth. You're realizing that you don't need anyone's attention to feel good about yourself. This self-reliance gives you a vibe of strength and mystery that draws people in. They'll start to wonder why you're so happy, why you're not chasing after them, and what makes you so interesting. When you stop acting out of desperation, you create room for real connections to grow. You become someone people want to choose because your energy is solid, grounded, and magnetic. When you take a step back and let them come to you, they'll start to notice, realizing what they could lose if they don't step up to your level of independence and self-respect. Let this be your reminder. You don't have to chase what's meant for you. Stand your ground, be the magnet, and let them come to you. Affirm this truth by commenting, "I let them chase me." Commit to letting go of that desperate vibe and watch how they start seeing you differently. If this hit home for you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more tips on building a fulfilling life.